Hello everyone, and get comfy because today we're talking about The Office. Yes, I am one of those people who has watched The Office over 9 times in a row. And I'm one of those people who follows the Instagram fan pages. And I am one of those people that will definitely recommend The Office if you need a new suggestion for Netflix. And yes, I am one of those people who follows the theories. Today we're going to be talking about The Office fan theories, but we're not talking about Toby being the Scranton Strangler because that's a fact. Look it up. No, we're actually going to be talking about the relationships of The Office and some affairs. So I have 2 big Office theories that I want to cover. I'm going to be judging these based on the Dwight Schrute system, as I call it. It's going to be fact or false. So, without further ado, let's get started on Office fan theories. Theory number 1. Angela and Roy are having an affair. So this has been in circulation since about 2014, but it was put into a post in 2016 by Redditor user Flaming Muffins. I can't say much because my Reddit username is Surfing Hot Dogs, so whatever. Basically, it speculates that during the early seasons, I'd say about season like 2, maybe season 3, Pam and Roy are still together, about on the fringes of breaking up. Roy is cheating on Pam, Angela is cheating on Dwight. So I've broken the timeline down based on the information from the Reddit post. The first instance of any sort of romantic attraction comes from Angela in the webisodes of The Accountants, which is just 3 episodes online about some misplaced money. But in it, they accuse somebody in the warehouse, namely Roy, and she says,
Roy wouldn't do it.
How do you know?
He wouldn't do it. He has too much character.
You have a crush on Roy.
I do not. That is inapprobable. Inappropriate.
You have a crush on Roy.
weird. The next episode in the timeline is the fire in season 2 when they're doing Desert Island. Roy mentions that tight-ass little blonde.
Oh, I got it. What's the name of that tight-ass Christian chick, the blonde?
My name is Angela.
Hey, Angela. Roy, nice to meet you.
Obviously, it's Angela. They get to know each other. And then Casino Night in season 2, the finale, they're seen talking. And in the post, it says that when Michael Scott says,
old friends, new lovers, and
something like that, it pans over to Roy and Angela, even though it pans to them talking after he says it.
Will Lady Fortune be your mistress? Only time will tell. It's about casinos at the door. Old friends, new lovers, and the disabled. Welcome all.
But it's weirdly coincidental that Roy turns in early for the night and leaves Pam there alone to be looked after by Jim. Or, to just get a ride from whoever. And we don't see Angela for the rest of the night either, but it's because at that point, it might be because at that point the story was pretty much in its last few minutes. One of the more notable episodes after Roy and Pam's breakup is Cocktails in season 3. It's when Roy has gone full Bon Iver and he's got a beard. He's a sensitive man, changed because he misses Pam. Whatever. And he asks if everybody wants a round of drinks.
On me? Yeah? Let's get you a drink. Thanks, man.
To which Angela says,
No, thank you, Roy.
You should get a round of time.
seeing Angela's character throughout The Office, she's a very short. No, but her answers are very to the point. No, yes, rude. But to go into a full sentence that gets cut off, strange. The most damning evidence, besides all the other evidence so far, is in that same episode when Pam is confessing to Roy that Jim kissed her and she kissed him back. Roy says that he didn't cheat. He totally could have, but he didn't. Weird. Weird how he would immediately jump to that. Strange indeed. Yes. Weird. Now how Dwight wouldn't have caught on to that, I don't know. But Angela is no stranger to promiscuity, as she cheated on Andy with Dwight, and how she had 2 men fight for her in Ohio, and she cheated on the senator with Dwight because the son she had with the senator is Dwight's kid. So, Office Theory 1, fact. I side with this because, as I said, the evidence is damning. So now it's time to get into the most beloved of all the relationships in The Office. Michael and Jan. No, obviously we're going to be talking about Jim and Pam. Specifically, the theory that Jim is cheating on Pam Beesly. The idea that sweet Jim Halpert would ever cheat on the love of his life, Pam Beesly, is mind-boggling to most. But we have evidence, hard facts, found from Reddit. User Sarlax, which again, my Reddit name is Surfing Hot Dog, so no judgment, Sarlax. The post starts by talking about Jim's character, basically calling him a liar, saying he feigns ignorance to attract women, with evidence being that he feigns interest in purses in order to get with Katie in season 1. Also, during his own wedding, during the reunion dinner, he talks about how he pretended to not know how to drive stick shift to have Pam teach him. The largest piece of evidence we have that Jim Halpert has lied to Pam is when he didn't admit that he was in a new startup with his old high school, college friend or whatever. In that way he did lie, but he did come clean to her and let her know.
The next part of the post brings up the supposed cheating by citing a scene in Season 8's Florida visit where Jim pushes away Kathy's advances in the hotel room. The post suggests that Jim actually did cheat when the cameras weren't around and just acted disinterested just to come out looking clean while the cameras were turned on.
So let's talk about Brian. So Brian has a crush on Pam. If at any point in the Florida visit, Season 8, Jim cheated with Kathy, I think the first person to go to Pam would be Brian, seeing as he has a major crush on her, a big fat crush, a ginormous, thick crush on Pam Beesly. What was I saying? Oh man, I lost it. He would be the first to go try to snap up Pam, okay? He gave her a beer when she came over, told her, yeah, we filmed everything. I think also on his list of things to tell Pam was, your husband cheated on you. Why don't you come into my big, strong boom mic holding arms? Let me hold you tenderly. My love for you is endless. Why would Jim know that the camera crew was following them at all times if everybody else was oblivious to it? This theory did a really good job at giving ammo to people who don't like Jim Halpert because he's kind of a dick. And sure, Jim Halpert's kind of a dick, but John Krasinski is a good looking dude. Go see A Quiet Place. Let's bring up the deleted scene in the supposed episode where Jim cheats on Pam. Pam calls up Jim. Jim talks to her about Kathy being in the room. Kathy says, Grant must feel 1,000,000 miles away, to which Jim smiles and says, yeah, because he loves his wife. That's it. False! All of this watching The Office has really made me tired. So, I don't have any more theories. I only had the 2 prepared. But, yeah, I guess that's it. Have a really good night. Drive safe. Oh, there's someone at the door. Allow me to go see who could be interrupting my talk show. So I don't normally take my camera outside of my designated filming area, but I came out here and I was looking around and then I saw this thing outside of my house, and I'm gonna take it inside. I think somebody dropped this off. I think it might have been my friend. I let her borrow something, and then I think this is her returning it, but it doesn't look like what I gave to her. I let her borrow my PlayStation, so let's open this up. Oh my god. This can't be. I've seen every single episode. I've seen every single episode 9 times. This couldn't possibly be. It says right here. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this. I'm gonna have to watch this. So I watched it, and it answered everything. Every question, every plot line, every theory. It was the answer. And I've spent countless nights, countless hours, precious days of my life are gone for having found this disc and watched it. It's almost like the first time I watched the series. But this changed it all. It was so glorious. I pieced everything together. It all makes sense. I pieced it together on this glorious board. It started with Michael Gary Scott, the manager, the center of the office, truly. A filmmaker, an artist, a husband. But maybe it was made up all in his head. Michael had dissociative personality disorder. And a byproduct of that is Dear Jim Halpert. Michael is a husband. Jim Halpert's a husband. The hair. Michael is envious of Jim's glorious locks as compared to his balding state in season 1, which he tries to get hair plugs to manipulate in the later seasons. But have you ever noticed that most of these letters are also in Michael Scott? And then I started thinking, well, what other similarities are between Michael and Jim? Jim is charismatic, he's a salesman, he's good looking, likable, everything that Michael Scott wants to be. It's crazy. And then I started to think, what other similarities are there? Pam Halpert, Pam Beesly. In the episode, it's revealed that Pam Beesly was actually Michael's babysitter in real life. Michael's crush. She's flirty, she's fun, she's nice. She didn't have the strength to tell Michael that she was married to Roy, Pam's real husband. So Michael created Jim in his head to win over the love of Pam. It all makes sense. And then when you look at the other characters, who does Michael love more than anything? Ryan. He's young, handsome, And he's crazy, eccentric, into the new trends. That's because Ryan was Michael's childhood best friend who was killed by Kelly. Ever notice how their relationship is suffocating? Well, that's the answer. Their relationship was so suffocating because Kelly suffocated Ryan in real life. Ryan died young. Michael's friend died at the hands of Kelly.
At the same time that Ryan started, Michael didn't know what his personality was going to be because kind of an accident too soon to ever know. That's when he died. So Michael just took his own take on his friend's personality. That's why Ryan kinda sucks.
And then we learn Oscar. Sexuality equals Ryan. Why else would Oscar be gay? It's because it's the repressed feelings of Michael towards
Toby
Ryan.
Flenderson, the most
And then we dig deeper.
character
We dig so
in the
much
whole
deeper.
series.
He has a degree in psychiatry.
Angela
He was Michael's
is really
psychologist
Michael
in the
Scott's
show.
The
For
stages of
sensitivity
grief
training.
are separated by the
But in
seasons.
real life, season
Why
1
she
is
depicted
denial. Michael hates him.
in isolation. Michael
It's
Scott's
because
alone in this world. Nobody wants to be his
it's
friend.
his
Season 2 is
psychiatrist
anger,
trying to stop Michael's delusions about working in a paper company.
based on his actions.
Toby is
trying to
Jim
stop
Halpert
Michael's
only
because
reality
Beasley
that
didn't
he'll
love
accept.
him back. Season 3, bargaining. Season 4, depression. Season 5 is bargaining.
He's also a
Season
killer.
6 is depression. Again, maybe a little bit of shock. Season 7
season
is
9
finding his acceptance.
Season
Is Michael's
9
death.
is death. Michael kills himself. Why paper? God abandoned Denver. What does it mean? Why a paper company? Do you know what the answer was? Why Michael is a schizophrenic? And made all of this up in his head? It's the paper. The paper did it. It's the paper! And also it had something to do with the British version of The Office. Anyways, see you next time. Drive safely. And that's it.